Hey everyone! Welcome to the next video in the Level 3 Unfamiliar Text series. This is the first segment of our look into writer's purpose, in which we will be figuring out how to understand the meaning behind a text and the reasoning for the author including certain aspects. This video will cover the three main text types and the traditional qualities of a non-fiction piece, prose, and poetry. So the three main text types are non-fiction, prose, and poetry. We can expect any one of these three in an unfamiliar text exam, so it's useful to understand what they traditionally look like and feature. And in the next video we will look at how to tackle the questions. The first type of text we are going to delve into is the non-fiction piece. If you're unclear of what a non-fiction text is, it's an easy one to figure out. Non-fiction is not fiction, fiction meaning made up like your traditional stories. So essentially non-fiction is not made up and usually offers some information or describes an authentic experience that someone had. In your experience, you probably would have seen non-fiction text in the form of newspaper articles or recounts. Common features of a non-fiction text include statistics, expert evidence, which is simply quoting professionals, and anecdotes, personal stories to make the text more real. Then we have prose, which is regular writing in the regular format, so pretty much what you're used to seeing in a book. So examples include short stories or excerpts from novels. When it comes to common language features in prose, there is a wide range. The least common language features to worry about include enjambment and syntax, which is the way the text flows from line to line and line length. But most of the language features that we will cover will apply. For poetry, the typical poem format and rules apply. Poetry has more care for rhythm, more so than prose and non-fiction, as most poetry is intended to be read aloud. Examples of poetry include poems, odes and sonnets, and lyrics. This means that poetry can range from anything from Dr. Seuss to Shakespeare's sonnets. Common features in poetry include descriptors, language features that help paint a picture in the reader's mind. Things like metaphors, similes, and personification all help to describe something, so are descriptors. And lastly, poetry has an emphasis on rhythmic or sound devices that help establish a rhythm, such as pace, tone, and structure. If some of these language features still feel a bit unfamiliar, don't worry, we're going to cover that in the next video. Now for what you need to know, a summary of everything we have discussed in this video. A non-fiction text is real and not made up. Its language features are generally there to enhance the experience of a recount or to verify the statements it's making in a more informative text. Prose is regular writing in the regular format. Its content is usually more important than the structure. Poetry is more rhythmic than the other two types of text, and because it's meant to be read aloud, has specific language features to make it nice to listen to. So that's all we have for this video on the different text types. We hope this has started to clarify any questions you have. When you're ready, just carry on and move on to the next teaching video. As always, cheers and have a good one.